Let us start example of anonymous class. I am going to create a class with public static void main. Now in the same class I am declaring one more class, class A. My A class is having one method named display, and display method is having a simple print statement. Now let's come to this class. Now suppose I am creating object of this class A and I am calling the method display on my object. So up to here you know it very well, right? It is simple core Java. Now let's run this program. So output is as expected. Inside display only one print statement. Now what I have created is I have created object and then I have called method. Now instead of creating object and calling the method on object, what I am going to do is A object2 is equals to new A and semicolon over here, and here I am overriding the display method. So let's copy from here, and instead of inside display I am writing inside display 1, and let's call the method object2 dot display, and let's run this. So here inside display, that is displayed because of this statement, and inside display 1, that is displayed because of this statement. Now up to this code you are very much familiar with, but this is called anonymous class. Now what is anonymous class? Anonymous class is an expression. It enables you to make the code more concise. Here you can declare and instantiate a class at the same time. Anonymous classes will act as a local class as they do not have a name. It can be used to create single object only. Here is your anonymous class, and it can be used to create only one object. Like in previous one you created one object, the same way you can create so many objects, but for this case you cannot create so many objects. You can create only one over here. Anonymous classes in the Java are more accurately known as anonymous inner classes. Anonymous classes cannot have constructor as class do not have name. This allows an on-the-fly creation of an object. An anonymous class must implement all the abstract methods in the superclass or the interface. Anonymous class always uses the default constructor from the superclass to create an instance. Anonymous class expression consists of following things: the new operator, the name of interface to be implemented or a class to be extended, parenthesis that contains the argument to constructor just like a normal class instance creation expression. And when you implement an interface there is no constructor, so you use an empty pair of parentheses, and a body, which is a class declaration body. More specifically, in your body the method declaration are allowed but statements are not. Anonymous classes are useful in some cases and give programmers facility to define a brand new subclass in an expression. It helps to implement polymorphism. Anonymous inner classes are helpful for adding behaviors to objects. Anonymous classes can be created in two ways, either using interface or using a class. We have seen a way using a class. Now let's see the example from interface. And in interface B I am writing one method public void count. Now let's override the method count method with anonymous way. So my interface name B, my object name OB3 is equals to new B, you have to add the unimplemented method, and inside count I'm writing a println statement. Let's call the method now. So it is going to call this overridden method over here. So inside count is printed because of this particular statement. So here is the way of anonymous class. Previously it was using a class, and here it was using an interface. Using both you can create anonymous class. This particular fundamental is very useful in lambda expression. When we are going to create a lambda expression, we are going to use this fundamental so many times. Thank you.